Hey guys, I'm Ivana Baquero, and I'm here with FrConventions. Yeah, no, I very clearly remember it. What happened first is that we were flown into New Zealand like a couple of months or a month before starting the actual shoot so that we could get personal training, learn how to fight, get comfortable with the horses because we did a lot of horseback riding. So we were doing a lot of that stuff. And during that time, we obviously all met each other. I actually had met Austin Butler during the auditions for the show, so I knew him. But I got to meet Poppy, I met Manu, I met everyone else, and it was really special to have that time to really bond and get to know each other before shooting the show. And then my first day on set, all I remember is that my call time, the time they picked me up to go work, was 3 a.m. because a lot of the stuff that we were shooting was outdoors, and sometimes we had to go to these crazy locations that were like an hour away, and then they had to obviously do the makeup, the hair, the costumes. So there was, a lot of hours of prep going into it before the actual day started. So on my first day, I started at 3 a.m. It was very much so. I honestly felt very, I guess just like honored in a way, because I really respect the community, and all I've ever received was extreme love and support from the LGBTQ plus community. So for me, it was very, very important to make sure I made it justice, and to make sure that the story was relayed in a real way, and not just simply for the purpose of, the plot of other characters. So basically, I was really happy about the way it was dealt with, and how normal it was for Eritrea to be bisexual, and how it was like never even like a conversation, in the sense that it was just who she was. And she loved Will, she also loved Lyria, and I thought that it was very special to play a leading character that was bisexual, and also like so vulnerable and so strong, and just it was very special. It was a very well-rounded character. It's a very tricky question. I don't know, because I feel that when Shannara starts, when her story starts on the show, up till then she's pretty much just been a rover with Cephalo, fending for her own life. She's never really known love. She's always sort of been running away from everything. And then she meets Will, and I think Will is really important to her because he's the character that really, he's the person that opens her eyes to what her life could actually be like if she accepts friendship and love. And he opens up her horizons, and she discovers a whole new world, pretty much, gets taken into this whole journey. So I think Will is the trigger to everything. And then obviously, she has a very special relationship with Amberle, very special relationship with Lyria, and it just kept building from there. So they're all very, very significant, but I think Will is the trigger to everything. Wow, I have so many because it was a long time, but it took us about 3 years from season 1 to season 3. To season 2. I wish there was a season 3, but it took about 3 years because the shoots were very long, and then there was a big gap between season 1 and season 2, and then we went back to New Zealand. So there's a lot of stuff in there that we lived, and a lot of memories. Obviously, one of for me, a very special thing is that I met my fiance, my now fiance, shooting Shannara, James. So that was something that I've always, kept very dear to my heart. That show sort of gifted me the love of my life. So that's very special. But other than that, I just really cherish the experience of shooting in New Zealand and getting to know such an amazing cast and playing the role of Eritrea, who's one of my favorite characters I ever played. Yeah, I did. I mean, we didn't have much time while we were shooting, but in between shoots and in between seasons even, we would sometimes even go back to New Zealand to explore a little bit more. So I have had the chance multiple times to go back and really get to know the country. And I've gone a few times to Hobbiton, which is where they shot Lord of the Rings, the Hobbiton area, and that was really, I'm such a geek, that was amazing. But it was, like I said, one of my highlights, being able to shoot over there in Auckland. The experience was really cool also because I was able to shoot in Spain, which was nice because it's my country, and I'd been doing things, all over the world, and I was looking forward to just settling for a little bit and being closer to my family. So I shot that in Madrid, and it was also very special because that role, the role of Eva, was really really cool and charismatic to play, and I feel like she stood out in the show because of the costume she wore. She's the only person that wore pants. She's so independent for the period in which the show happens, which is the 40s, and it was really cool to get to play her. I had a lot of fun. And like I said, I had a lot of fun being in Spain and being there. And the ending of the show, that's interesting because it's funny that I don't want to spoil much, but the show's a bit of a premonition. When you watch the end, it's very similar to what's happened to the real world now. So people were actually asking, did you shoot it knowing about COVID and stuff? And no, we shot that before COVID. So it's funny that there's I don't want to spoil, but that there's something similar going on. And the ending, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say whether I'm satisfied or not because I am really happy that the character got closure, and I'm very happy with where the story went, and I'm happy we got to really, like I said, give it closure and give it a really solid ending, and every character had its own sort of culmination. But yeah, I mean, it's shocking. It's a shocking ending. So it makes me want to keep exploring the show. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know that the actual show as it exists is finished after the 3 seasons. It's a sort of a rounded show, and it ends there. And that was always the plan. That was always going to be how it went. But in terms of then doing a spin-off or a movie, of course, I'd love to. Like I said, the character was a lot of fun to play, so I'd definitely jump on board again, literally. It was great, and it's a conversation I've had with many people because in-person conventions are a lot of fun in different ways, and you obviously get to really live the overall experience and really feel like you're part of many activities, but you're quite sometimes limited to the place, whereas online conventions allow everyone around the world to connect in that moment with you, and it's given me the chance to build relationships with fans and with people who've consistently, joined these online conventions, and it's given us the time to really sort of build that rapport and that relationship, something which couldn't have happened in in-person conventions, because like I said, a lot of people can't travel every single time, and sometimes they're quite limited, and they're very fast. So these online conventions have been very productive and special, and I've made a lot of friends. But I do miss in-person conventions. I do miss that in-person interaction too, and the hugs and like I said, the activities. So they're both special. And to answer your other question, I would absolutely love to go to Paris. I've never actually done a convention in Paris or in France for that matter. So yeah, I would love to.